Hey everyone, it's me Michelle again and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am coming back with another what's for dinner, and in this one I am making 3 separate dishes. I added one more, I usually do 2, but if these are the kind of videos you like then just keep on watching. For the first meal I am going to be making some orange chicken, and it is a teaspoon or tablespoon of flour and then a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of granulated onion, and then I'm also putting in some Cajun seasoning, and I'm going to mix this all together. I wanted to coat my cubed chicken just so that it could sear in my pan a little bit. I am trying to make it more on the lighter side, so I'm not going for a full breading. I just wanted a little something so that the pieces of chicken didn't stick together. I think I also added just a little bit more flour because I wanted them coated just a little bit better than what they were. And I'm going to add that into a hot pan. I tried to use that squeezed butter and it melted okay, but I also added in about a teaspoon of olive oil as well. And then once they were looking to where they were pretty much seared and brown on all sides, I went ahead and I moved them into a baking dish and I put them in my oven at 350 for about another 5 to 10 minutes. I'm real overcautious when it comes to chicken. I don't want it to be dry, which it wasn't, but I just wanted to make sure it was also cooked because I do not want to make anybody sick. Now, because we're trying to keep things on the lighter side around here, instead of orange marmalade, I chose this sugar-free apricot preserve. I didn't notice a difference. It still had that citrusy flavor that you're looking for with an orange chicken. And I added that to my pan, and then I also added in 1 jar of the Stubbs sugar-free barbecue sauce, and I let those melt and mix together. Then to my sauce I went ahead and added about 3 tablespoons worth of this less sodium soy sauce. I try to start on the conservative side when it comes to soy sauce and add more if I need it. It's just really salty. It's just something to be aware of when you're cooking with it. Then I added in a tablespoon each of minced onion and garlic powder, and then about a half of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. At this point I am going to turn the heat up, and I want to get this sauce to pretty much boil because I want it to thicken because of the sugar that's in it. As it cools down it will start to thicken, and when it's pulling away from the pan like that, when you run a spatula in between, that's when you know it is done and is boiled enough. Then I'm going to take my cooked chicken and I'm going to add it back into the sauce and make sure everything is evenly coated. And then I'm going to serve it over white rice. I've made rice quite a few times on this. I just use my rice machine. I don't do anything fancy to it. And this is what it looks like when it is finished. I just added some toasted sesame seeds to the top. My kids loved this. They came back for seconds, and they're semi-picky eaters, so I'd say that's a win in my book. For my next one, I'm going to be making some Instant Pot beef stroganoff, but I'm shoving out the beef for some ground turkey, and I'm adding in some Worcestershire sauce. Then I'm also going to be adding in 1 minced onion and then some minced garlic, about a tablespoon or so. I'm also using the saute setting on the Instant Pot just to get this going so the meat is thoroughly cooked before we add in our noodles. After the meat is cooked all the way through, I'm going to add in 1/4 of a cup of flour, and then I'm going to put in some ground black pepper and give this all a stir. This helps to make it a little bit thicker. Then to your mixture you're going to add in some beef broth. I just had 1 can left and I added in 2 extra cups of water, but you want a total of 4 cups of liquid in the whole entire Instant Pot. Then I put in a half a bag of egg noodles and I made sure they were all tossed and coated with the water. Then you're going to put the lid on and set it to sealing and put it on for 2 minutes. At the end of the cook time, you're going to do a quick release, and this is when we start to make our sauce. It has 1 can of cream of mushroom soup and a half a cup to 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. It depends on how creamy you want it. And then I added in onion powder and garlic powder and some more pepper to it, and gave it a good stir so that it was all incorporated and it's going to melt in there nicely. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. I love how quick it was to pull together. It's perfect for busy weeknights and my family loves it. And last but not least, we are making some stuffed shells. I'm going to start out with a roll. It's a pound of ground turkey sausage, and I'm going to get that to browning inside of my pan. Once that is about a quarter of the way cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 diced bell pepper and 1 diced purple onion. There's no particular reason it's purple, that's just what I had on hand. It could be whichever one you prefer. And I'm going to mix that in so that they can start cooking down and getting soft. To that, I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and then I'm going to be adding in some tomato paste and fresh minced garlic. Once everything is fully cooked and softened down, you want to take this off of the heat so it can start to cool down. We're going to be adding dairy to it, and whenever I add dairy to anything, I want to make sure it is cool. But we are putting in this whole container of ricotta cheese. Then I'm going to be adding some onion powder, garlic powder, fresh black pepper, Italian seasoning, and some Cajun seasoning, just a little bit. I measured just kind of eyeballing everything. I've been cooking for a while now, but I'd start with a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons to start out with and then just kind of move up from there. It's just really what your preference is. Then I'm going to add in about a cup of this reduced fat shredded cheese and get that all mixed in as well. And then I'm going to start stuffing the shells. I've already boiled them using the instructions on the back of the box. I think I went ahead and cooked up the whole entire box. It was just a couple too many shells, just a heads up, but you can layer them like I did and get the whole thing in there if you want to. Then to that, I added a layer of mozzarella cheese. This was supposed to go on the top, but I got distracted. I was talking to my kids and I ended up doing it first, but that's okay. We're just going to cover that with sauce, pretend that never happened. Then after that is all covered with sauce like it was supposed to have been, we're going to add more cheese to the top of that. Then you're going to put this in the oven at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. It's all technically cooked, so it's just warming it and getting it all to melt together. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. Again, my family loves pasta, so this was also a hit. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and if these are the kind of videos you want to see again, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!